I'm Ken, this is CRT. Welcome to this episode where, well, I've got another box of stuff. In previous episodes, I've been working on a VIC-20 that I picked up, which is the very first Commodore computer I have ever owned. Well, I went and I bought myself a few more little things for that VIC-20. They're right here in this box, and I think we should dig in there and take a look. Don't worry, this box was CAT scanned before I went digging around in it. Okay, let's dig into the box and see what we have. Well, one of the main reasons that I bought this lot was for this Commodore dataset, which means now I can play those adventure games, the text adventure games, and I can save my progress. And I also got the instruction manual for it, as well as a Commodore VIC-20 price list. A couple pages long, interesting to look at. Also in here, an Atari joystick. And as I've shown in the previous episodes, the Atari joystick certainly works with the VIC-20. So, yep, definitely an Atari joystick. Here is another reason that I bought this. I'll just zoom in on that. And I am going to butcher this name, but I believe that says Sargon Schack, which is the Swedish version of Sargon chess. I thought it would be interesting to own a Swedish version of one of the games. Also in here is some cabling, 3-pin cables. And another VIC-20. So here we go with another VIC-20. And here is the VIC-20. First thing you can see is that it's got a different badge on it than the one I have. This one has a copper-colored badge. It's missing a few keys. It was advertised as not working, so my plan was to steal this key off of it, which is the one I need for my other computer, and then maybe use this as a parts computer. But looking at it, I have discovered that, well, this case seems to be in a lot better shape than the one I have. So if it's the same board in here, there is the possibility that, and if this board doesn't work, there's a good possibility that maybe I could switch the boards over and the keyboards and then have this as my working computer and use the one with the really fragile case as my parts board or my parts computer. So I think the first thing we have to do is open this up and take a look inside. After some very gentle prying and wiggling, I managed to get the top of this computer off. And as you can see, it's still got 3 fully intact hinges. And it does look like somebody did something modifying to this. There is a red wire attached here. Not sure where that's supposed to go. But this is definitely the same board as I have in the other computer. So I might be able to, if this board does not work, I might be able to swap them out. If this board does work, maybe I can just swap out the keyboards. The first thing I'm going to do is test out the fuse. And the fuse is good. I looked over the board. Nothing looks like it has burnt out, or the capacitors look fine. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do a little research to see why somebody would put a bodge wire onto pin 2 of the cassette connector there. And then I'm probably going to give it power and see what happens. I was going to hook power up to this and try it out, but then I went and tried out the switch here, and it is completely loose, not working. So that would be one of the reasons this computer was considered non-functional. I still have no idea why there is this wire hooked up to pin 2 of the cassette port. If anybody knows what mod that might be, I'd be interested to know in the comments below. Now that I know that the power switch on that VIC-20 is not working, I've made the decision to switch the boards around, so there's a lot of work to do ahead of me. So I'm going to stop the video here for today before it runs too long. And in the next video, I am going to take apart those keyboards and switch over the key and the key stem from the non-working VIC to the working VIC. And then I will swap the boards and swap the keyboard cases from one case to the other. Then my working VIC-20 will be in the much less fragile and completely 100% unbroken case, which I will then be very happy about. Of course, I said that I'm very new at the Commodore computers, so if anybody could make a suggestion where I could possibly pick up a power switch for that non-working computer, because I do still want to test it, or you know, what would make a good replacement power switch for it, just throw that down in the comments. I would be very, very grateful. But I hope you enjoyed my looking at this other VIC-20 that I've picked up. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode. So if you did enjoy this episode, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and or the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. But I am going to go and get to work on changing those computers over, so I will see you next time.